Alright, this game was surprisingly not competitive at all, because out the gates, the Thunder showed just how ridiculous their defense is, and it was basically over through 3, so the fourth was just garbage time. As seen around the league, their game plan was to basically make everything tough for Luka, because whenever he was in his spots, they were loading up to shade his angles. Then whenever he was running the SNRs, they were having their big show, and the only one they were switching was Shet, so Luka had to either settle for a tough shot on ones or get off the rock to play the backside advantage. Unfortunately, neither option was working, especially the latter, because the Thunder probably have the best rotations in the league, and they're always tagging the rules, making the low rotations, and they just have the instincts to know when to peel for one another, so they're always on one string. That level of discipline combined with their consistent pressure makes it damn near impossible to exploit any advantages against them, because they're very comfortable flying around in the scramble, so they're able to blow up a lot of screening actions, and that usually reduces a lot of offenses to ones. The Lakers got to experience that firsthand, because they got stagnant throughout, and even when they tried to play faster, them rushing just led to turnovers, so they really had no answer for the Thunder's defense. The only solution I could think of was probably them getting Austin some more touches when he was on the court with Luka, instead of having him primarily as a spot-up, because first, that would have helped alleviate the pressure off Luka on the rock, and second, the Thunder were dropping against his screening actions at times, so maybe they could have tried to exploit that coverage more through him. But realistically, no matter what advantage they tried to exploit, they just were not getting anything easy at all, and even though they made some more shots in the third, those were really empty buckets, because it wasn't going to compensate for their turnover issues, or some of the issues on the other end. All of those stops the Thunder got were generating pace for them to capitalize on, so they were either getting a run out in transition, or flowing right into their offense for a quick bucket, and it was obvious that allowed them to establish a rhythm early. But it wasn't just about the pace, it was also about the Lakers having no defensive intensity at all. And that drastic contrast compared to the way they play defense was what made it even worse for the Lakers, because they did not feel them at all, so whenever they had to execute in the half court, they were still getting easy ones. On the rock, the Lakers just had no resistance, and off it, they just had no rotations or late ones, and without any effort, their defensive game plan was useless, because even though they were reading everything 1 through 5, and loading up on Shai's touches either up top or on the wing, the effort just wasn't matching the execution, so every player on the Thunder was comfortably eating. It was basically a buffet for the entire team, and I think some of the Lakers' defensive issues was stemming from their offensive issues, because starting in the second, they were having a lot more breakdowns on their switches, so that discombobulation on offense must have bled over to their defense. The only time they really got a stretch of stops was in the third, because they were able to set their defense more when they were making some shots, but they were already down 32 by the end of the first half, and all the Thunder had to do was put the rock in Shai's hands to ensure the lead stayed that way before the fourth started. Just watch the tape.
And Gilgeous-Alexander easily beats it.